Hi.
Hello.
The Tigers are in first place of the table right now with an 8-point lead. How does it feel?
Yeah, obviously it feels really good. I think we deserve to be where we are. We are an extremely hardworking team. But with that also being said, we're very hungry to, continue to improve, and there's a lot of hockey to be played, and we're gonna have to keep working hard. And now there's a lot of some teams that want to want to track us down. So feels good though.
You said that teams want to track you down. Is it easier with an 8-point lead? So does it take a bit of pressure off, or does it increase pressure, and is it harder because every team wants to come for you so badly?
I think guys will we use it to motivate us, but at the same time, we're not too focused on the standings. We're focused one game at a time. I know we have a bunch of games coming up here, so we're gonna focus on one game at a time and go from there.
And what are the main reasons right now for the success of the Tigers, in your opinion? And what changed maybe in comparison to like the last two seasons?
I think our structure has been really consistent right now. For the whole season, I think we're a hard team to play against. We skate well, but yeah, like I said, it's really nice that we are where we are, but not entirely focused on that.
And now looking away from the team and more at you personally, how would you describe your season? Are you satisfied with how you're playing?
Yeah, I think so. The team's in a great spot. The team's playing really well. I feel like playing to my strengths. Obviously, with that being said, you want to continue to improve and continue to help the team the best you can, and that's what I'm focused on trying to do.
And it's your third season, and now you're familiar with the system. In what way does it feel different this year playing under Craig Woodcroft compared to Tom Pokel?
Yeah, third year here. Very familiar with Straubing and the fans and the city and the environment that other teams have to come in and play in. I think it's just a lot of our structure. I think everyone is put in situations it feels like to play to their strengths, and it feels like we have a really tight group, which helps a lot. Obviously, we spend a lot of time together, and it's been a lot of fun.
And you said everyone's playing at like their strengths, and your position moved a little bit. So you play more on the wing than center compared to the last 2 years. How does that feel for you?
Yeah, it's not much of an adjustment. I'm still taking face-offs on, my strong side, and so there's not a big adjustment. But I think, whatever the team needs from me, I'm willing to offer. And I think, it's a very small adjustment, but as a forward, it's still very similar. Maybe just a few less face-offs on the other side.
And the next two games are against Schwenningen and Berlin. And your record is looking pretty good when we look at Schwenningen, not so good when we look at Berlin. How are you looking at those two games?
Yeah, Schwenningen tomorrow. I think everyone knows it's a smaller ice surface. So I think the focus will be puck management. And then Berlin, obviously the past couple of years, they've had our number late in the season. So, and it feels like they still have a lot of the same guys. So I think that'll be a good challenge for us, and guys will be excited for sure, especially playing in Straubing.
But this season you won your first game against Berlin. Do you feel like you found the key to winning against Berlin?
I think it's so early to say that. That's a good question, but I don't know. This will be the second time playing them. And with all this being said, I think it's early in the season, and I think guys are I think there's another level for us. I think we're satisfied, but we're extremely hungry to, prove to the other teams and to ourselves that we belong where we are.
And we're entering now a time where the game schedule is getting a bit tighter. Now that Christmas is nearing, how are you approaching this part of the season this time? And is it easier this year because you don't have additional games in the Schwenninger Cup and the Champions League?
For sure, I think it's definitely different than last year. With it felt like for almost the whole season we were playing 3 games a week, but this year, guys are used to it. Guys want to play hockey. Guys are excited for the schedule coming up. We know how meaningful these games are and important. And there'll be a lot of games coming up, but we're excited for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
It looks like time on ice is very balanced this year compared to the last years. Would you agree?
For sure. I think, and I think that speaks to our depth. I think everyone's comfortable going into. It feels like everyone's kind of put in situations, different situations throughout the game and it helps because, like you said, it's more balanced and guys can play. Guys feel fresh, so it helps.
Looking at the goals against in the road games, it's quite more than at home games so far in the season. Have you any specific reason for that?
I didn't even know that, to be honest. No, probably not. I mean, I know in Germany the home fans make a big difference. You see it here in Straubing. Other teams really don't like to play here. I think, I didn't really know that, but yeah.
Looking back to the game on Sunday against Bremerhaven, you have to fight against many challenges. You get one goal down. You lose 2 D-men, Brandy and Simbo, but you fight back. And is this a win who gives you a little bit extra boost, or is it just another win?
No, I think I touched on that a little earlier, how tight and connected our group is. We all really enjoy spending time with each other, and I think that kind of helped us, everyone coming together and kind of showed, the character of the team. I think that was, like you said, we were down to 4 D-men and realized that, a couple forwards were back there and helped each other out, and I think it was overall a positive game.
You already talked about the smaller ice in Schwenningen, which you face tomorrow. Is it something you like, or is it something that you prefer the bigger ice rink now as you're playing 3 years here?
I mean, that's what I've played on my whole life, the smaller ice. So, but once from being on the big ice for so long, and then once you get on the ice, it takes a second, and I feel like I'm used to it. I feel like, for me, I do like the small ice, but it's just different. I think, it's just slightly different the way you have to look at the game.
Craig, last week there was no press conference, so the first question.
Yeah, I missed you guys.
That's true. How was the national break?
Oh, it was good. A good chance to get away and refresh a little bit, kind of get out of the monotony of the schedule and the regiment, and come back fresh. And so it was really good.
Great. A few days ago, the Times signed Ryan Merkley, who is a offensive defenseman. What was the motivation for this transaction, especially because you've got already with Marcel Panitz and other offensive defensemen in the roster?
I think the idea, Ryan's, he's a former first-round draft pick, has a lot of experience. He's played in the NHL, he's played in the KHL, American League, and always kind of been like a point-producing offensive generating type of player, and we feel like in our system that position is valued and makes us more dangerous. And he also has a tremendous amount of experience at a high level running a power play from the top. And I think that's something that we had been kind of looking for a while now. So things just kind of came together, and we're happy to have him and fortunate, and look forward to what he can bring to the team.
Is he ready to play tomorrow against Schwenningen, or does he need more time to arrive like Wade Ellison did?
Yeah, and speaking with him, he's raring to go. He wants to get at it quickly, and so I think pending all paperwork and process being done properly, which I've been told it's moving in the right direction. If all paperwork's good, then you can expect to see him tomorrow.
Okay. If we talk about the defenders quick, last season at Extreme hasn't got the offensive impact as he is showing now. How impressed are you of his development?
With Greener?
Yeah.
Yeah, very. He's been really a shining light for us this year. He is an example of pure professionalism. He is the pure his approach, his work ethic, his abilities to contribute in all facets of the game, penalty killing, 5-on-5 play, power play. He's really just done it all this year, and I think it all comes back to, I think he's really feels confident, and he's in tremendous shape, and he's tough, he's skilled, he's fast, he's conditioned, so he plays in all sorts of situations for us, and he's consistent, and that's always something that coaches love, and players, is when what you can get from them night in and night out. And Greener is like a really great example for everybody of providing that.
And that's also because you trust him on the ice.
Yeah, wholeheartedly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Zach Leslie didn't play last Sunday. Mario Zimmermann was injured in the first period against Bremerhaven. Are they ready for a comeback this weekend?
Zimmer is on his way back to being healthy. It's been a bit of a step-by-step this week, day by day, and so he's moving in the right direction to becoming healthy and ready to play. I don't know if we'll see him this weekend, but Zach, he had like a lower body, kind of a lingering type of thing going on with an injury, and but he's taken a little bit of rest, got some rehab in, and is feeling good. So you can see him tomorrow night in the lineup.
Okay, and how's
Sure.
the situation with Mike Connolly?
Cons, yeah, he's still, his situation is, it's been a little bit challenging, to be honest, in the sense that some days and weeks we feel like it's really progressed, and then maybe the next day or the next week something happens, and it kind of re-triggers some of the discomfort and pain that he's been feeling. So we're on top of it. He's on top of it. The medical team is on top of it, and it's just one of those tricky things that it just needs, I think, a little bit more time. Maybe they're going to look at some different approaches to help him in that area, and but he's battling, and I talked to him the other day and basically said, like, the main thing as an athlete is to keep your spirit and your mental state in a positive place. And that's very hard to do when you're you want to be with the team. You want to contribute. You want to, help the team keep pushing the ball forward. And I know that's kind of like deep down kind of bothering him a little bit, but just said, you just got to stay patient, keep doing what you're doing, and have a good mindset. And, he's going to come back sooner or later. And when he does, he'll be ready. And as everybody knows, he'll be ready to help us.
My impression is that Connolly is a player, I would say, who can help the team also now, not on the ice, but from the other side. Is it true?
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, his presence around the team is always good, right? And so he's every day interacting with the team and the young players, the old players, and he kind of makes sure that the mood is right, the attitude's right, and where he can inject himself, he always is, and it's usually in a positive way for the team.
Yeah. And the last game against Schwenningen was a tight win for your team. And what facts can you take away from this game to prepare for the match against them tomorrow?
Yeah, it was a very tight game, and we were just talking about it before I came up here. We scored late, I believe, in the game, and got the win. But we felt like we had a lot of chances inside of that game that we chose to look to make fancier plays when we had created a really good scoring moments, and then chose to do something a little bit nicer or fancier. And so that's something that we need to make sure in our game heading into tomorrow is, there's a lot of simplicity there. We know 100% what to expect from Schwenningen. It's going to be a hostile place. They're a big team. They're going to come after us. They're going to impose their will. They're going to be aggressive. And for sure, we respect that, but we're ready. We do the work. You know what I mean? We are prepared, and so it'll be a good challenge for us. Small rink, loud.
So if you say your goal is to be more offensive and better in the efficiency, don't you expect the defense first showdown against the Wild Wings like it was in the first game against Straubing with your team?
I'm not really sure how the game's going to go. If it goes in that manner of being defensive and being tight checking, that's okay. If it goes the other way, that's good too. It's really a chess match, right? And we'll see what their approach is. I think I just kind of explained what I expect from them. So then there's certain things that we're going to have to do to nullify that and then to bring in the game in a different direction. And it'll just be a matter of who gets to their game or their strategy best, and then who executes. Really, that's kind of what it boils down to. But yeah, I say all this to you, but it's out of respect for them. I mean, I know that they're a hardworking, tough, mentally tough team, and we respect that. But, we do the work.
In general, how does your preparation and analysis for opponents look like?
It's hard. It's very hard. We had 2 really, really good days. I'm very proud of the way the team came out of last weekend. I'm really, we talked about as a group that, that was a tough, the Sunday game was difficult in the sense that, there was a lot of adversity, Brandt getting ejected, Zimmerman getting hit to the head and then having to leave with a concussion. Those sorts of situations, right? And then, all of a sudden we're down to 4D and Fleishy having to come back and play back there, and Linus Brandl stepping in and playing a role after having sat for a little bit. So just that whole energy of everybody coming together, taking opportunity to help the team, being accountable to each other. Team did a great job, and they should be very proud of that. You know, against a good team, very good team, in a hard condition. Then we talked about, back to your question, we talked about, okay, well, what's ahead of us here this week? What are we looking at? And then we talked about Schwenningen, and we just essentially said, okay, this is what we can expect. So in our training, we got to make sure that we are recreating what we're going to see. And we did that. And the team did a great job of, and they have all season done a really good job of, like I've said to you guys before, valuing our practice time. And we really take a lot of pride in the work that we do, and we build our confidence from that. And it's not easy.
I can imagine that. On Sunday, the next home game is against Berlin. Is it for you as a coach something special to play against the league champion and the team which beat the Tigers in the quarterfinals last season?
Is it special meaning for me?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? No. It's a new year, different situations, and you know, for everybody, maybe everybody else, maybe that's a nice like storyline or whatever, or there's added incentive. But I think when it all comes down to the game, it's another team, and we need to play a certain way in order to beat them. And yeah, I think maybe there's a little added incentive. I'm not sure, but we have a lot of new faces here, right? Inside the team that are maybe not knowing of that past. Yeah, so hard to say.
And how's the contact and the exchange of views between you and other coaches, and in this case with Serge as a long-time coach in Berlin and here in the DEL?
Yeah, how's my communication with them? Yeah, good. I mean, I have a lot of respect for all the coaches in the league, and always like to speak to them. Usually, yeah, with Serge, I've known him for a while, so you know, there's a little history there, and you know, a little bit. I know him personally a little bit, so I'd say it's good. Yeah. He's a very good coach, right? He's had a lot of success, so you can learn a lot from him. And yeah, a lot. I think the coaches study each other a little bit. You know, they try and pick off certain things and learn from each other, and just kind of take what you can from people, and if it's positive or if it's something you think you can use, you look and see what they're doing, and then maybe adopt it into your style of coaching or something like that. And he's certainly a good guy to model stuff after.
How does this learnings look like?
Yeah, maybe how a coach handles situations, how they, you know, their demeanor on the bench, maybe, you know, tactically what they like to do, or stylistically how they like their teams to play. And you can kind of, if you really study it, you can really see, you know, coaches' personalities in the way their teams play, I think. So yeah, picking up on all that, and then kind of have your tentacles out, you feel it, and then the signals come to you, and you, oh, that's pretty interesting. Oh, that's neat. Oh, I like the way you handled that, you know, and then use it for yourself. Yeah, good question. Wow, deep.
Just coming back to the lineup for the next 3 games, will there be a match for Florian Bugel, who is back after his injury?
Yes.
But you don't have decided yet which game.
I answer your question, right? Will you see him? Yes.
A lot of players have been with the national teams during the break or with the junior national teams.
Mm-hmm.
How did they come back? Fresh, probably extra motivated?
You referring to the German players?
Oh, all of them. All of them.
I think if I just think right now about the German players, I think they came back feeling positive, confident, inspired, and yeah, I think feeling good about themselves. Having, won the tournament, having contributed, playing well. I think then they have an opportunity to meet with other players from other teams and get feedback and how everybody's perceiving them or the team. And I think, in talking with them, overall their vibe was really quite positive. So then, like physically speaking, they came back and we made sure that they had rest and small practice, rest, and then get ready for Friday. So a lot of rest in between their last game on the Sunday and then the Augsburg game. Maybe one little session with the team just to kind of get back to thinking about how we like to do things. And then, yeah. So all in all, rested and happy, confident, positive, and yeah, I think they kind of showed it. And then who's the other? Henrik. Yeah, I think he had a good experience too. I think he played 2 games and helped them win. He felt good about that. And yeah, I think overall, not to get too, I think overall our players are seeing that the work they do and the success that they can have, it's kind of coming together, right? So they feel good about that. They're doing the work and they're going about it in a really a good way. And then they're correspondingly seeing that be positive in their performances, both individually and as a team. And that's when they start making those connections, I think it's powerful. And then they go other places and they bring that positivity and the confidence and just knowing, because it all derives from doing the work. And they've done an excellent, we've talked about it for months. They've been all in, committed since day one to dominating every day and then coming back the next day and trying to do it better than they did the day before. And that kind of mindset, that kind of work ethic, that kind of habit is really, when you have it, you feel good. And I think they show that.